drive a personal car for work and don't track your business miles, you could be losing thousands of dollars. But logging all of your miles is a major hassle unless you have MileIQ. It's the app that automatically detects, logs, and calculates all of your business miles. Simply download the app for free, turn it on once, and you're ready to hit the road. You don't need to hit start or stop. MileIQ runs quietly in the background on your phone. It automatically tracks your miles. With one swipe classification, it's easy to sort your trips into personal or business categories. Just swipe right for business and left for personal, and you're done. And if you forget, MileIQ will remind you later. MileIQ provides comprehensive reporting that helps you understand how much you drive for work and how much you're saving with each drive. You'll be amazed how quickly your miles and money add up. The average MileIQ subscriber saves $547 a month. That's more than $6,500 a year. Plus, MileIQ is secure. It keeps all of your information private, only visible to you, giving you access to reports for your tax returns or expenses whenever you need them. Customers love MileIQ. MileIQ has 5-star ratings, and it's the leading mileage tracking app from the Apple App Store and Google Play. So what are you waiting for? Take control, download it for free, and join the millions of drivers who trust MileIQ. Download MileIQ and get 40 free drives. Try MileIQ for free right now. Download this app directly from this video. Tap on the video once, then click the Visit Advertiser link at the top of your screen, or click the Install button here.
There you go.
It's got to do something. It's got, it's going to displace water. Where's that water going to go? How far will that effect go?
Well, right. But see, it's not. This doesn't displace water yet, right? The glaciers will. That's what they're saying. It's already in the water, and that's what they're saying. The break off of this Delaware-sized chunk will not raise sea levels.
Oh, okay. So it'll break it away from the landmass, but it's not breaking off and like dropping into the ocean.
No,
okay.
No, it's not on the The Larsen Sea shelf is holding back ice on a landmass. Okay, it holds back glaciers. It's all in the water.
Yeah,
it's an iceberg attached to the land.
Gotcha.
So the piece breaks off, which can screw up shipping lanes. It can screw up currents. It can screw up all sorts of shit. But it's not going to raise the sea level. Which is the only thing that everybody said. Like, it took us 40 years to get people to freak out about raising sea levels because sea levels are raising where they are, right? So, but no, that's not what this does. This will have a much greater, more long-term impact, which means people won't care because they need something instant in their face. You should care, and you do. That's why you're awake, why you're here. Right? So that's the cover. It's pretty significant that it's ripping off like that. And go figure, we just had 16 years in a row of the warmest temperatures ever recorded in history. Right. Before we bring Charles in and talk about what's going on, I just want to say hi to everybody. Density McCarty is here. Jim Lockett, nice to have you. The ice shelf is likely to collapse. Yeah, it's likely to do the same thing that happened with Larsen A and B. Absolutely. It's going to be a couple months before that piece breaks off, and then there's no way to predict how long it's going to take for the rest of it to collapse. But Larsen B's collapse was apparently used in the Day After Tomorrow apocalypse movie because it was so cool. Shellfish shells are softening due to acidification of seawater. Yeah, that's all part of what we're doing we're going to look at a video later on about pollution of water in general. It's pretty crazy. I didn't know they were doing this in California. Nice. Has anyone heard of Dane Wigington? No, I have not. James Hancock, drop a link. Let me know who that is, what that is, what's going on. All right. Oh, hey, Al. How's North Vermont? Is it warm, cold? Better than it should be? Watched the movie Cloud Atlas with Tom Hanks. I have watched the movie Cloud Atlas. I like that movie. I thought it was interesting, pretty expansive. It got mixed reviews, but I have watched that. I watched it. It's nice. Hey, At Home Activism, John Spalding, good to see you. Zen Dude. All right, ready? We're ready to talk to Charles. Let's talk to Charles Vaughn. Charles Vaughn is an activist. He's a progressive. He's a revolutionary. Goes and hangs out at taverns and talks to other people about how we're going to disrupt government. Basically make it better. I just like the word disrupt because it sounds much more exciting than let's go fix government. So everybody, welcome Charles Mott. How you doing?
Good. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being on, Charles. So I'm just going to start with a very, very generic question. How did you get involved with local government?
That's a long story.
Sorry, you got 3 minutes. No.
3 minutes, okay. Well, let me give you some background of the group that I belong to, which was originally called Corvallis for Bernie.
All right.
And that all started back July 4, 2015. There was a Corvallis 4th of July parade. And the founder of our group, Stephanie Hampton, actually just scrawled a sign on something, got one of the Pennycat guys to drive her through the parade, and basically announced that this could get published on Bernie's first live stream. And that first live stream, they had 190 people show up.
Nice.
And that was the beginning. After that, they started tabling at the farmers market, and Justin, Bryce, and Cassie, they joined up and became some of the founding members of Corvallis for Bernie. And right after that, it was, I think, October or so, that's when I kind of joined, and so did my wife. And from there, it's just kind of went crazy. And we started in November 2015 is when we started the Brewing for Bernie that where you met me.
Okay.
And
wow.
It's been going every Friday. We've been doing this every
Friday since. That's crazy.
We got a small break during right around the primary time because Justin and I went to Philly. Justin was a national delegate, and I was his plus one, and I basically joined all the protests outside and tried to document as much as I could since I did the media wasn't going to do it.
Exactly. Charles was one of the many, many people that was out there, not just representing, but capturing footage, because you and I, everybody who was with us, BTV, Political Revolution TV, knows that we were desperately trying to get, that's why we went, was to deliver real footage, because MSM was not covering, and you witnessed, you talked about it. Tell us about the story about the fence where you knew this isn't being covered, right?
Oh, right, and unfortunately, I didn't even get anything of it either. When I got to the fence, I couldn't live stream it up really bad, and then so I stopped recording for a minute, and Justin was on the phone with me. He was trying to find where I was because they were leaving. This was, the last day or whatever, or before the last day, and someone lit the fence on fire. There was a huge fire, and then there was a bunch of smoke. Everybody thought it was like tear gas. So I think maybe they were putting fire out, but I'm not sure. Fights and problems started breaking out, and I think it was a few small instigators. Generally, everybody was very peaceful,
right?
And I found it a very emotional, wonderful time. But all it takes is a couple of bad apples, right? So,
right.
Unfortunately, I didn't record any of that because I was just kind of caught in the moment. And Justin's like, "Man, you need to get out of there." So I did.
Right. Well, and what was reported, being there, we were listening to what was going on. We had a number of people out in the field capturing different footage. So I had a view from the inside and from the outside. And nobody knew on the inside what was going on the outside, vice versa. It was very interesting. There was a complete break in communication for the most part. Nobody knew what was going on. And mainstream media was simply reporting violence. Right?
And so I want to say, so you talk about ground game and getting involved locally, and I think a lot of people are probably like, well, who am I? How could I do that?
Right.
And so, my story is it didn't take much. I met one person. I met Stephanie, and then I met Justin, and then I met Cassie, and then we started doing grooving, and then we started tabling in the farmers market, just tell everybody else about it, get other people involved. And from there, we ended up, what was that? It was early April. We opened up our own Bernie office because Corvallis is a large enough like an official office. So we said, well, let's do it ourselves. And our office opened up entirely ran by volunteers, and we phone banked, we canvassed, we completely paid for it and ran by volunteers. It was really fantastic, and I've never seen anything like the tech community come together like that. And we accomplished so much. We had the highest voter turnout for Bernie in all of Oregon, except for one other county. It was this little tiny county, so they actually had less people, but the percentage was higher. So that was amazing. And then when I was in Philly, coming back to Philly, I was so engaged. I was like, I can't stop. What else could I do? And that's when I decided to run for city council.
There you go.
So I came back and I kind of started my campaign sort of late. And even though I'm pretty much an unknown, and besides a small group of people, but I ran a successful campaign. I talked to the people, and it resonated with them. And although I didn't win, I still got 43% of the vote against a 3-term incumbent.
That's huge.
And that's huge. So
that's huge.
Anybody can do this.
There you go. And I'm just going to qualify that. Anybody can do this, because if I can get off my ass and go meet Charles and Justin and then Stephanie and all the other people that I'm meeting, and this is the same story. We hear this story over and over again, guys. Go take a role in your government. They're there. You just got to go show up. There's plenty of opportunity for roles in your government. Not, you know.
Yeah, and so after all this, we decided to reform as Our Revolution, based on Bernie's Our Revolution, and we're Corvallis allies, because we're allies to every other group, to everybody out there that want to make change. We want to make change with you, and so we're working to get all these organizations to come together, and let's, as you keep saying, let's be the change. Let's do this.
Yeah, and I'm just copying Bernie's words there.
Right.
But yeah, exactly. And I love the fact that was there any, just out of curiosity, was there any dissent within your group about that whole Our Revolution and funding and all that bullshit that went down?
There was. I mean, that was part of the delay, was trying to decide, do we want to align ourselves with Our Revolution? I mean, any organization's going to have problems. I don't care what group you are, what organization you start. When you expand and grow to the size of that Bernie's Our Revolution is trying to do. I mean, and he had to remove himself out of it because he has a job to do. There's going to be problems. They're going to question funding. People are going to make decisions that not everyone's going to agree with. But what we really need to look at is, are they doing good? And we can do our own vetting. We can look at the candidates they support, and we can do our own research and decide, does this person represent me?
Exactly.
We don't have to follow blindly. We should never follow blindly. We're awake. Let's pay attention. Let's get involved. Let's look at these people. And if we ever find somebody that Our Revolution is supporting that should not be, let's call them out on it.
Well, yeah, and we have the means. We have the means. They're listening, or they're supposedly listening, right? So we can punch them in Twitter. Hey, this guy's nope.
Exactly. And the whole country's going to be watching. So I think that we hold them to the standard. It's not they tell us what to do, but we tell them what to do. And that's the way our government should be as well. So we need to work with our local government, and then push our local government to work with the higher up government to say, hey, you're supposed to represent us. We don't work for you; you work for us.
Exactly. And now we're just going to become the employees. We're tired of your effort. It's not good enough. You guys are having a great conversation here. Richard Perrymore. Who's Richard Perrymore? Do you know Richard Perrymore? He's saying hi to Stephanie Hampton.
The name sounds familiar.
Well, hi. Nice to have you in there.
Charles, Ashley wants you to say about how you didn't even want to do this, that you were compelled.
There you go.
Wonderful. Well, that's true. I had no desire to run for public office. It's still not, if I think about what do I want to do with my life, that's not it. I'm not comfortable speaking in public, although apparently I'm really good at it. I like my privacy. I'd rather work from home and do something quiet and peaceful, enjoyment, something outdoors maybe. But if I don't do it, who's going to? I can't sit at home and expect somebody else to make the changes that I want to happen. So that would kind of be a hypocrite, right? So not me, then who?
That's beautiful, and I love what you said. I feel the same way about getting involved with politics. Not necessarily want to do it, but your attitude, your demeanor on it is exactly what I want in a politician. I don't want to get up and speak in front of public. I don't want somebody who gets a rush out of doing that all the time, right? I want somebody.
I didn't end up knocking toward the door for Bernie, but guess what?
Right.
I made phone calls. I can't stand how to come from.
Exactly.
Yeah, we all have to do what needs done to make things happen.
Exactly. You guys are having a great conversation here about that. But kids are off talking about money, where money comes from, stuff, and it's a good point. I want to let's tie this together with what you're talking about. So Charles, you're looking now. You were telling me before we came live that you were looking at waiting to get information on some other potential role in local government.
Oh, right. So all cities and counties and everything have all these lower positions. It's really everything says city council is grassroots, and that's why I ran for city council. But to learn, there's positions lower that reports to the city council. So there's all these advisory boards and commissions and whatever. And I would say my passion really lies in housing. I think there's a desperate need for it. There's not enough. People can't afford it. So there's an opening on one of the local housing boards for low-income families that I'm trying to get on, because then I can talk, I can bring to the table what the city needs in the form of housing. So when the city council is trying to decide on whether to approve a new low-income apartment complex or, build houses or build gigantic student housing, the housing board advises them.
Right.
This is the need, this is the decision you should make. They don't tell them they have to vote that way, but it really influences their vote. And so I'm really hoping I can get on that board, because I can hopefully really contribute to what the city.
That's fantastic, and what it is an in, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have somebody, you are now within reach of an ear that has more power than you, and the from housing, the first thought I went to was, okay, we're looking at housing for poor people. Why not renewable energy? Why can't we start focusing on anything we build for students or homes for the poor needs to be powered by renewable energy? What's stopping that, right?
I currently manage a low-income housing project for this designated for senior and disabled people, and I love what I do. But this is a huge 4-story building with a big roof, and I've been kind of pressuring / suggesting to the owners that why aren't there raised solar panels on that roof?
Yeah.
We could power the entire building and maybe more, and it would actually make the building be more efficient, because those solar panels are going to stop the heat from hitting all the ductwork that's sitting on top of the ceiling that's supposed to be providing air conditioning and whatever. So that's a win-win. Let's do it.
It's a no-brainer. It's a win-win, and that's exactly and so by being involved with local government, it gives you more power. It gives you more credibility to talk to the owners of the building and to work. That's basically what you're doing. That's working within your democracy, whether you're a paid public servant or not. That's taking part in your democracy. How do I make my community better? Let's put solar panels on the building that I manage.
Right, and we're all public servants. That's the thing. Is we can all make a difference. You don't have to be a member of the city council to go to a city council meeting and speak. My city council, they have an open forum at the beginning where everybody else, you can speak about whatever you want generally, and you have 3 minutes. Anybody can do that.
Right.
And so if you have an issue that you think your city needs to address, go to your city council meeting. Go to it.
People who don't know me soon come to realize that I do not have any.
Know that we can do that. And if that were the case, I'd come to Charles and everybody and I go, hey guys, it looks like I need to run for this job here. Can you help me?
Right. And we all need to support people that are willing to do that, willing to step up and, be that change. And we need to uplift anybody who's willing to take on those roles, because it's hard to do. And if you're doing it alone, it's even harder.
Exactly. And now we know we don't have to do it alone. Right. We pulled together globally, not just nationally, globally for Bernie Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're doing the same for our planet. So, and you guys have tons of comments. Just great. I'm going to address a bunch of these right now because you're having a great conversation. Charles Mon. Yes, that's his name, not Charles Angel. But wow, Wall is in here. Yes. By the way, Froze, you're dropping tons of great content. I did see this story about the hex houses. There's all sorts of awesome things going on with communities and renewable houses. And, we looked at the hempcrete, and I know there's an entire project going on somewhere over in Europe. It's like a Tesla model community, and everything's running eco. And there's worldwide, we are changing over from a corporate controlled system to a community controlled system, right? And in America, you just don't see it and you don't know it because the bulk of our information comes from MSM, and they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to show you how other nations are evolving while leaving us in the dust. They don't want you to know. So yeah, and they do. Yes. So anyway, great. City. What are you saying, Ashley? Here, City Council is even open to revamping the way they conduct meetings. Yes, that's right. That's right. That was a whole other thing. Ashley was talking to me about that. This is in Corvallis. It's a progressive government. If I want to change the government in Albany to be more progressive, I want to work with Corvallis to help get there, right? At least to me, that would be logical. Okay, you guys are all progressive. How do we move some of that influence into Albany so that we can be a stronger community? Because between the two cities, there's only like 100,000 people. It's not like we're huge down here.
Right, and we know progressive people in Albany and Lebanon. I mean, we have connections. We've worked with them. There's a group that used to be called Real Oregon for Bernie. So, I mean, there are progressives in Lynn County.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. And who said? Somebody said something about that. Stephanie Hampton. John, the Democratic Party in Lynn County, Albany, is under reorganization. Expecting big things from them. Great. Well, tell me how I can get involved. Or, if you know, I can't wait to talk to you about how I can get more involved there. Because I know what I'd like to do to help, but I don't know what kind of help they need, and that has to kind of be the barter and trade there. I want to go and say, what help do you need? Not here I am, and here's what I can do, and let's inject it into your whatever. Right? How can I help you? And then let's see how we can work together. We want to make sure everybody is on that same pattern, because I think a lot of people, especially if I wanted to go into Albany government and just change everything out to green, I would still need to learn the steps, right? Still need to work my way into the system. So we got to start with these grassroots jobs. Charles, what else do you want to tell us about what's going on in the ground game? We have stuff coming up. What's going on in the area?
Well, there are a lot of events coming up soon. We have a rally in March on the 20th, basically to inaugurate social justice and not worry about the rest of politics. We're going to be starting up by campus here in Corvallis and marching downtown. And there'll be an event afterwards for people to find ways to get involved. We're possibly holding an event on the 24th at Old World Deli to allow people to come and meet these different groups and find what works for you, find what you're passionate about, and get involved and make change.
Nice. And my goal will be to live stream both of those.
Okay. And I believe there's also a rally on the 14th at the courthouse, if my memory is correct.
Oh, well. And what is this for? Yeah.
Healthcare. I believe it's for healthcare.
They're doing it on the 14th?
Let me double check that.
I think it's the 15th because I actually have that page loaded up. Let me pull that. I have that page here.
You might be correct.
So there's links in the description, everybody. There's always links in the description. I'm not sure if there's links to these two Facebook pages, but this is one of them, Our Revolution Corvallis Allies. And
it's the 15th.
It's the 15th? Okay. And this is Corvallis Progressive Events. It's a nice little Bernie in the snow. Here we go. Save Healthcare Rally on January 15th. And this is the Corvallis event. And my goal, hopefully, We'll have Charles down there. I know we'll be down there with his phone, and we'll try to get some other people down there with camera crew and coordinate that. I don't have the solo with me, so I can't just send somebody down there with that. That would be easy. But this is Corvallis, not LA, so my understanding is there's decent 4G, and we should be able to get some great phone shots coming in on through the system. So we'll broadcast on that day and do a little pre-show, and hopefully we'll have the rally coming on the 15th. I'm hoping that we'll have the rally coming from a Restream or a Stream of Our Revolution or somebody that we can use and not just mainstream media. That's my goal. And it looks, things are going back into the same kind of rally pace that they were in the primaries. And so I'm going to try to make sure we've got a crew put together to bring these for you guys, because I seriously doubt that mainstream media is going to highlight Bernie's tour across the country against Trump unless they find a monetary reason to do so. So, what else, Charles? Any other events?
Nothing I can think of on the horizon, but I mean, we have a lot going on, and we're constantly trying to find ways to bring people in, to get people involved in the, not everybody's ready to just jump, in feet first, so we want to make it easy for everybody,
Right.
Join a march, come on out, we're starting outside.
Exactly.
And of course, Brewin, that's kind of its ideas. This is a low-key event every Friday, 4 o'clock at Cloud and Kelly's. You just come on out and just have a seat, snack on some fries, have a drink, and maybe you'll have a conversation that will just really open your eyes, and you'll find where you belong.
Yeah, that's great, and that's all I did. I just showed up. I didn't want to go. Showed up. Justin was there, made me feel comfortable. I sat there and had a soda and met. Every time I've gone now, I meet one new person at least that is a connection that I want to have.
And that's the idea. I mean, there's so many great people out there, and I love Brewin. I love the idea of it. And it's also, doesn't even have to be political. Sometimes it's just to meet somebody that's like you, somebody that you can have common ground with, that you just need to talk to somebody, even if it's about your terrible week.
Exactly. It's your own conversational therapy for the revolution. Right?
Exactly.
Gathering with a group of people that share a general same sentiment and feelings about things and camaraderie. We have to be each other's cheerleaders. We got nobody else. We can look to the big speakers and get riled up by them and impassioned by their words. But then when it comes down to doing the hard work in our own towns and cities, I got to cheer Charles on. He's got to cheer me on.
You don't want to be alone in this. I mean, times are going to get rough going ahead, I think, but it doesn't have to be alone. We're all here for everybody, so let's do it together.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Charles. Thank you for doing what you do. All right, everybody, that was Charles Mon, who's going to be taking over government in Corvallis here in 2 years.
I don't know about taking over.
No, helping to make everything better down here. Thank you so much, Charles. What are you guys talking about? You guys having a good conversation? What's going on, Angel? I'm out of work. You're singing a song that you were talking about yourself.
That never rains in Southern California. Song.
Did it start there for you, Laura? Is it coming down?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah? Already?
Yeah, this is the first day of we're expecting 10 to 13 inches this weekend. And it's supposed to rain. I looked at my phone. It's clear through till next weekend. So,
this is not.
This is an event.
Yeah, and this is not in the desert. This is in an area where you're looking at mudslides and shit, right?
Yeah, Ben Lomond is one of the wettest spots where I live in Santa Cruz Mountains. It is one of the spots that gets the highest rainfall. It's redwood forest, so this is normal for us to get wet. But this is a 10-year event in terms of a lineup of storms like we've got coming. And what we have a problem is with getting it, once we get the soil saturated, especially with trees weak after our 5-year drought, you can just get whole hillsides just slumping over our main road, and people would be blocked in for days.
Yeah.
So everybody's been very much getting it ready for this all week. My cats are in the shot.
Are they? Oh,
yeah.
Kitty shot. There you go. Everybody look at the kitties in the shot. Okay.
They figured out how to get on cam finally.
They always do, don't they?
Yeah.
That's great. That's it's scary. We got some scary. The weather is becoming more extreme. Imagine that. And you guys have had a 5-year drought, and now you're getting pounded with with the rain, and I hope you're safe.
But this is actually more typical of what you would get here in a normal winter.
Oh, okay.
But in this particular volume, people are looking back to 1982 and 1997 as the two previous years that are making them nervous.
All right. Well, I hope you said if she's in you're in a valley, right? That would just run right down into what town? Just
Santa Cruz.
So she just float.
I live on the San Lorenzo River. Yeah, just float, get my raft, float all the way to Santa Cruz. Like I mentioned, that would not be my favorite way to get to the beach.
Right.
By the river.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. But you want to talk about Bernie?
Yeah, I was. Those of you familiar with the show know that I ranted about NPR and the narrative that they place. And for half of my commute yesterday, Bernie was on NPR being interviewed about his the way he's standing up to Trump. And I think, can you play it?
Yeah, I'm going to play it. You set it up.
Just to preface it, it's just so interesting and refreshing and lovely to hear his voice. I have not heard Bernie's voice on NPR in the morning news since the primaries.
Yeah,
not even the convention, since the primaries. And I don't listen to it all day. This is just during my morning commute, but this is when they're doing all the sound bites about what's going on with the election. And they might mention him randomly, but he might as well not exist for the most part on the broadcast. So they have him on in kind of the way that he has been on town halls where they really let him talk. And it's just see how they keep trying to shift the narrative over to, well, do you think you would have beaten Trump? And he's like, I don't want to do that. Let's go back to the issues. And it was just awesome. And so I kind of put a smile on my face. And I thought, okay, the tide is turning for Bernie's influence now as we are dealing with a new regime. And it'll be really interesting to see how and when he becomes against the rational voice in our national dialogue.
Yeah. It's happening. I mean, it's weird. It's happening. There's some other things going on, but he's getting more MSM coverage now that he's not a threat to the establishment rule, right? Well, at least not the current, loaded in set. But we're gonna play it because what you highlighted, and I listened to like the first 4 minutes. It's a 7-minute something long second thing. We're gonna listen to this. It's on NPR. It's just radio, guys, but it's so worth listening to. And I'll run an on-screen for the hashtag Awake with John. So if you guys want to go on Twitter and punch statements in there, we'll show that on the screen. But we're going to listen to this. Tell everybody what is Bernie doing in here that's so burning in this? Oh, what happened? You lose power?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're still on. Did you lose
Yeah, we just had a flicker. For some reason, my monitor went off, but my laptop is still on. I'm not.
Well, you're still on camera, and you're still on radio.
That's weird.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, my camera's on, but my big monitor's off. Okay.
All right. Well, here you
carry on.
You fixed technical difficulties, and I could. You want to tell everybody what Bernie's doing in here?
They can see. It's like I said, they're interviewing him on what. Well, no, he's really talking specifically about holding Trump to his promises about.
It's all-you-can-eat pancake time at IHOP. So put on your stretchy pants and find out how many delicious, world-famous buttermilk pancakes you can eat. But you better hurry, because all-you-can-eat pancakes ends February 12th. IHOP, eat up every moment.
This is what Laura was telling me earlier about why this is interesting to listen to, is that the host that's interviewing it's not relevant. And every single time he brings this guy back around, the whole time we're fixing democracy. There's no way MSM is going to be able to swing. This is how politicians
モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。モンスター効果発動。バトルだ。さあ行くぜ。モンスターでダイレクトアタック。この程度で死ぬと思っていたのか。カードをセット。ターンエンド。行くぜ。俺のターン。やろう。デイブレイカー。非常に魔法発動。ギャラクシースレイ。現れるボトンサービス。モンスターをエクシーズ召喚。現れるボスパラディウス。リバースカードモーション。カウンタートラップ発動。俺のターン。カードをターンエンド。全力で受けてこ。俺のターン。どうぞ。ターンエンド。行くぜ。俺のターン。カードをゲームだから魔法発動。ターンエンド。いくよ。俺のターン。どうぞ。モンスターショック発動。現れるボトン解除。バトル。逃がしはしない。モンスターで攻撃。トラップ発動。マジックシリンダー。まだ終わらない。消えろ。モンスターで攻撃だ。モンスターをエクシーズ召喚。モンスターをセット。俺のターン。カードを引く。モンスターを伏せる。ターンエンド。全力で受けてた。俺のターン。どうぞ。いいね。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。光を発信。いけ。モンスターで攻撃。モンスター効果発動。体の差をする前にモンスターでダイレクトアタック。まだ。ターンエンド。いくぜ。俺のターン。カードを引く。手札から魔法発動。モンスターを融合召喚。バトル。いくぜ。モンスターで攻撃。
Washington is elected.
ターンエンド。眠れる獅子を後悔するぞ。俺のターン。
Half of the elderly people in this country.
最強のデュエリスト。ドローカードさえ自らが導く。飛び出し。ドロー。
That is the reality of people. So it's a good
ゲームだけ魔法発動。それは読んでいて。モンスター効果発動。
Listening, how did the party get so
よし。行くぜ。俺のターン。ドロー。カードを伏せる。装備魔法発動。バトルだ。頼むぞ。モンスターで攻撃だ。モ このまま押し切れるぞ。俺のターン。ドロー。バトル。これで決める。モンスターでパイレットアタックだ。終わるわけない。俺の勝ちだ。
My job, the job of the American people, is to make sure they
人の心によどむ影を照らすまばゆき光。人は俺をナンバーズハンターと呼ぶ。さあ、俺とゲームをしようぜ。俺のターン。カードを伏せる。ターンエンド。全力で受けて立つ。俺のターン。ドロー。現れろ。リバースバス。カード。ターンエンド。行くぜ。俺のターン。カードを引く。魔法発動。魔法発動。死者蘇生。頼むぞ。モンスターを特殊召喚。モンスターをセット。ターンエンド。行くぞ。俺のターン。ドロー。魔法化。融合を発動。いでよ。モンスターを融合召喚。現れろ。ツインフォトンリザード。現れろ。ギャラクシーライト。ギャラクシーライトの効果発動。カーリを始めよう。いけ。ツインフォトンリザード。サプライズプレス。いけ。モンスターで攻撃。ターンエンド。俺のターン。カードを引く。手札から魔法発動。魔法発動。光の暴風圏。ターンエンド。全力で受けて立つ。俺のターン。ドロー。来い。モンスターを特殊召喚。闇に輝く銀河。希望の光。我がしもべに宿れ。光の消し。ここに降臨。現れろ。ギャラクシーアイスボトンドラゴン。ターンエンド。行くぜ。俺のターン。カードを引く。モンスターを伏せる。ターンエンド。行くぞ。俺のターン。ドロー。ターンエンド。俺のターン。カードを引く。これが俺の切り札にして最強のしもべ。ブラックマジシャン。カードをセット。ターンエンド。全力で受けて立つ。俺のターン。ドロー。モンスターを伏せる。ターンエンド。行くぜ。俺のターン。カードを引く。バトルだ。ブラックマジシャン。ブラックマジック。カードを伏せる。タ ンド。いくぞ、俺のターン。どうだ。ランチの用意はできているか。いけ、ギャラクシーアイズフォトンバード。破滅のフォトストリーム。リバースカードオープン。永続トラップ発動。俺のターン。カードを引く。カードを決定。装備魔法発動。ターンエンド。全力で受けて立つ。俺のターン。どうだ。モンスターを捨てる。ターンエンド。いくぜ。俺のターン。カードを引く。スタート。ブラックマジック。ブラックマジック。
which he can do under the trap of the electric, which is exactly what he said.
What about Tom? No, no.俺のターン。カードを引く。全力で受けて立つ。俺のターン。どうだ。カードをセット。速攻魔法発動。俺のターン。カードを引く。ターンエンド。いくぞ、俺のターン。どうだ。現れろ、ギャラクシーナイト。ギャラクシーナイトの効果発動。モンスターをエクシーズ召喚。モンスター効果発動。カーリを集めよう。消えろ、モンスターで攻撃だ。モンスター効果発動。俺のターン。カードを引く。カードを伏せる。ターンエンド。全力で受けて立つ。俺のターン。どうだ。現れるボタンクラッシャー。バトル。逃がしはしない。モンスターで攻撃。いけ、モンスターでダイレクトアタックだ。負けるわけにはいかない。モンスター効果発動。ターンエンド。いくぜ、俺のターン。カードを引く。カードをセット。ターンエンド。いくぞ、俺のターン。どうだ。カーリを始めよう。逃がしはしない。モンスターでダイレクトアタック。モンスター効果発動。俺に勝つ。貴様の心を壊す。
It all depends on what Trump sees in his Twitter stream in Horn. So I'm hoping he sees this show and something. Wouldn't that be great? I almost
人の心によどむ影を照らすまばゆき光。人は俺をナンバーズハンターと呼ぶ。さあ、俺とゲームをしようぜ。俺のターン。カードを伏せる。ターンエンド。全力で受けて立つ。俺のターン。どうだ。ボトンスラッシャー。俺のターン。カードを ードをセット。ターゲンド。俺のターン。融合を発動。モンスターを融合処理。現れるツインフォトンリザード。現れるデイブレーカー。モンスターをエクシーズ召喚。現れる飛行機パラディオス。バトル。ツインフォトンリザード。サプライズプレス。手札からモンスター効果発動。パラディオス。フォトンディバイディング。負けるわけにはいかない。負けない。俺のターン。
They have to listen to social media. It's wicked.
このカードにかける。ドロー。カードを伏せる。
Keep to that.
その闘志は5で。俺のターン。ドロー。
Some Russian.
狩りを始める。ディジェスインフォトンリザード。サプライズプレス。クロスカード。聖なるバリアミラーフォースを発動。パラディオスの効果発動。じゃあ、モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。モンスター攻撃発動。それは、俺は負けるわけにはいかない。俺のターン。俺はこのカードを信じる。ドロー。手札から魔法発動。ケロンの召喚。バトル。デーモンの攻撃。マコーライ。
Thank you, people like you.
全力で受けてた。俺のターン。ドロー。現れる。ギャラクシーウィザード。ギャラクシーウィザードの効果発動。俺のターン。カードを頼むぞ。モンスターを攻撃表示で召喚。バトルだ。頼むぞ。モンスターで攻撃だ。デーモンで攻撃。マコーライ。まだ終わらない。俺のターン。ドロー。現れるレイブレーカー。装備魔法発動。ギャラクシーゼロ。現れるフォトンスラッシャー。モンスターをエクシーズ召喚。現れる飛行士パラディオス。モンスター効果発動。パラディオスの効果発動。ディジェパラディオスフォトンディバイディング。逆転の手を残される。
Change in, you know,
負けない。俺のターン。俺はこのカードを信じる。ドロー。カードをセット。装備魔法発動。バトル。デーモンの攻撃。マコーライ。 れで全力なのか。もしパラディオスの効果発動。全力で受けて立つ。俺のターン。ドロー。魔法発動。アクセレライト。現れる。ボタンクラッシャー。ターンエンド。いくぜ。俺のターン。カード。一度、モンスターを特殊召喚。バトルだ。いくぜ。モンスターで攻撃。デーモンの攻撃。あ、怖い。
Way bigger things to fix. That's what we need to fix.
モンスターをリリース。モンスターをアドバンス召喚。ターンエンド。そろそろ本気を出させてもらおう。俺のターン。
It is the biggest diversion.
最強のデュエリスト。ドローカードさえ自らが導く。ドミラ。ドロー。
If it wasn't for they only released a fake story to get it out.
魔法発動。現れる。モンスターを特殊召喚。このまま押し切れる。俺のターン。ドロー。バトル。モンスターで攻撃だ。ターンエンド。命令で死守を起こした。後悔するぞ。俺のターン。ドロー。モンスターをセット。よし。行くぞ。俺のターン。ドロー。バトルだ。よし。モンスターで攻撃。期待するぞ。俺のターン。ドロー。いでよ。モンスターを攻撃をして召喚。モンスター攻撃発動。俺は負けない。俺のターン。俺はこのカードを信じる。ドロー。カードを伏せる。油断を誘っても無理。俺のターン。ドロー。現れろ。ギャラクシーナイト。ギャラクシーナイトの効果発動。スタート。行け。モンスターで攻撃。俺は負けるわけにはいかない。俺のターン。俺はこのカードを信じる。ドロー。手札から速攻魔法発動。モンスターをセット。その闘志を褒めて、俺のターン。ドロー。カーリを走りよ。力の差を知るがいい。モンスターで攻撃だ。カードを示す。俺は負けない。俺のターン。俺はこのカードを信じる。ドロー。モンスター効果発動。魔法発動。光の暴風剣。油断を誘っても無意味。俺のターン。ドロー。魔法発動。ギャラクシーエクスペディション。
それは読んどいて。リバースカード放棄。カウンタートラップ発動。わかる。俺は負けるわけにはいかない。俺のターン。俺はこのカードを信じる。ドロー。最上級魔術師から魔力を譲り受けたたった一人の弟子。おい、ブラックマジシャンガール。その闘志は褒めて。俺のターン。ドロー。俺はターン。負けない。俺のターン。俺はこのカードを信じる。ドロー。油断を誘っても無意味。俺のターン。ドロー。モンスターを見せる。俺はターン。俺は負けるわけにはいかない。俺のターン。俺はこのカードを信じる。ドロー。手札から魔法発動。モンスターをリリース。モンスターをアドバンス召喚。バブル。いけ。ブラックマジシャンガール。ブラックバーニング。これで決める。モンスターでダイレクトアタック。
We use when there's a big story, they will send me
One thing that
things and I will
surprises
send them
consumers the
things.
most
We have a
is the
relationship
quality
with
of
RT
plans
News
and that
because
each plan on
they
the
do
marketplace
good
must
news.
cover.
That's seriously. Sorry, it may have a Russian narrative on it, but it's more truthful at this point than the American narrative. So I'm okay with that. You know, we all have to read between the lines. What, Laura?
I said, indeed.
Yeah. Mike Papatino was on the RT show. Papantonio, say I got his name wrong. I haven't caught that one. I'd love to watch that clip. Tom Hartman. No, I got it wrong here. Chris, thank you. Tom Hartman interviewed Mike Papatino on the RT show. That's right, because Tom Hartman has a show on RT. I forget about that.
Yeah, Lee Camp's on RT also. That's his main sponsor.
Is that where he is? Okay, cool.
Yeah, you see the little RT logo on his show.
Yeah, actually, I'm not. Again, all news like that needs to be taken with a grain of salt. But I will take RT news reporting over any MSM reporting, simply because they're going to report on America correctly. You know, I think having a negative bent on what America does right now is exactly how you need to report, and that's what they do. Mainstream media, they're going to defend America. You'll never see mainstream media attacking what our government does unless for some odd reason it's in their benefit in ratings over what they get out of the government already.
Right.
And in that case, the government will come in and say, what are you making? Because we'll pay you more. Right? That's literally how it goes. How much money is it going to take to get you to change the narrative this way? Or, I mean, that's the way it goes. Come on, stop. We've got no bandwidth. Comcast. I forgot about that. I got an email from Comcast saying that our router sucks and they're sending us a new one.
Oh. Okay.
That could be this issue that I'm getting here. That could be because everything that's related to the CPU problem is the internet. So thank you, Comcast. But I don't want to be too harsh with Comcast because I'm hoping that we can work out with the whole Corvallis Access Media thing and get that going.
It's the only real option around here anyways. So.
Well, yeah, and they've got
the real good option. Let me rephrase that.
Right. Well, they've got lots of gear and it's all ready to go. Just need to talk to Trev and get it running.
Well, I was meaning Comcast.
Comcast, Alternative Internet Service, yeah. Or that's until Elon Musk. Until we have a net. Oh, that sounds terrible. Whatever we're going to use, you know.
Or Google. Google's supposed to be running fiber eventually through Oregon, so
they are starting with their fiber in the place where all of the tech is. This would be the secondary place, but they're up in Hillsboro, and they're running fiber up in that area right now. So hopefully they'll expand that out to us as soon as possible. But yeah, exactly, you're right. The Google fiber is on the way. Interesting. Who says that WikiLeaks hacked? WikiLeaks did no hacking. Right, corporation killer. Yeah, YouTube did update the chat. It's a new thing. I have nothing. They've got some new features going on in there and new stuff.
Yeah, the pop out, the thing to pop out chat is now at the top, which I panicked because I couldn't find it. And it seems like you have to click in and out of the box before you can type. Yeah. Maybe just slow you down or something when
something like that.
Someone's on a rant or something.
At-home activism, interesting comment. I find it unlikely that Russia or USA would have an interest in actually being in a new Cold War when there is so much oil in the Arctic. Yeah, but I thought we just stopped that from being accessed, or at least momentarily. The new Cold War is oil oligarchs against the people. Potentially. Yeah, and all the tank maneuvering could just be distraction. Just bullshit. It's just Trump on the phone. We're going to move some tanks over here. You're going to move some tanks? Yeah, okay. All just war games. Just war games.
They say hard work takes sweat. But if Old Spice sweat helps keep me feeling dry. How would they know I work hard? I've got to make stuff harder. Push the body to its limits. Take it forward. That is expected of me.
Right. So that show's going to be happening, and I'm
struggling. That's the perfect amount of hard.
I think that's going to be a powerhouse.
TA on TNT, broadcast live from Las Vegas.
Right.
On this NBA Thursday, we are in Las Vegas, and it seems the entire world is in Las Vegas for the world's largest trade show, showcasing global technology. It's called CES. 175,000 folks are here, 3,800 exhibitors, 2.5 million square feet for this 50th anniversary of this one-of-a-kind event. And we've got basketball. Look at Russell Westbrook. You got to be a hell of a player to wear that outfit. Modeling the one. He is a hell of a player. Modeling the one button shirt. What about this? And he's a hell of a player. You know you'll start when your bodyguard got the same beard you got. That ain't your bodyguard. That's your brother. OKC and Houston, game one of our double dip. All right, let me hear you, Las Vegas. CES. It's TNT. Auto Trader Tip-Off. And we've taken our show on the road here to Vegas. Ernie Johnson and Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith. Charles Barkley. We were here last year for this event. We're back, and the first thing we thought of when we said we're going back to Vegas only means one thing: Mark and the Martinis. How lucky can one guy be? I kissed her and she kissed me. A fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? Hello, fella. Hey, Mark. What's going on? Oh, you see what's going on. I hugged her and she hugged back. We miss you, baby. It was this one. Ain't that a hole in the bone? Hi, everybody. My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep. Hello. This reminds me of my days in North Carolina. Just the beginning. I know. Really want show business. I have sunshine enough to spread. Well, it's just like that fella said. Tell me quick, ain't that a kick in the head? Give it up for that band. Hey, Mark Second the martinis, ladies and gentlemen. We miss your markets. Hey, listen, America. I don't think there's anybody enjoying their job more than you. Are you actually talking on beat? Hey, America. I think this is one thing that no one else loves that job. Say hello to the rest. This is the best place to be right here. Am I? Kenny the Jet. Looking good as usual. You've been playing picture, baby. You've taken it to a whole new level, Mark. For a change, you guys feel short. These showgirls, right? How about that? Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Only the best from Las Vegas. We're kicking it off. See you later. Tonight. Tell me quick. I love a kick. Tell me quick. Ain't that a kick?
I'd like to see
Yes.
I think that's your next step.
I mean, it's like a fine line between swag and cool and corny. But he told it so well. It's like almost there, but he takes us back to cool. It is great to be back there, isn't it, Chuckster? It's always I will tell you this. Mark and the ladies are fantastic. This thing has show earning. But you know I'm not a technology guy. Oh, we know that. But this is, you still call it the WWW instead of the World Wide Web? Yeah, I do that. WWW. This is one of the most amazing things I've seen in my entire life walking around here. Yeah, I think I've seen more protractors and pencil holders and pockets. They got robots, Kenny. Robots. They've had robots for a long time. We got at TNT, we got our own robot named Chico Robinson. Robot, not robot. They actually got robot. B-O-T, not B-U-T-T. How about Kiss My Ass? That spelled that correctly. No, you can't. Yes, I did. K-I-S-S-A-S-S. With the Auburn, we see dumbass education. Robot. Not robot. Robot. So what? We got Chico Robinson robot with no personality. Robot. Man, you better quit correcting me, man. Robot. Say it right. Oh, a guy who mumbles all the time, don't correct me. R-O-B-O-T. Damn, you can't spell. Alex with the early strike. That was good. So this place is amazing, Art. It is. It really is. And to get a real feel for what it's been like and will continue to be like in the next couple of days. Our tour guide, I guess you could call him, is Shaquille O'Neal. Cruising CES. It's presented by Ford.
Sticking back in the ground. That's not working now anymore because of earthquakes and people are getting that water now in their well water. They should be able to actually drink it because it hasn't been processed by.
Hi, I'm Shaquille O'Neal. I'm at CES Las Vegas 2017. I'm going to see if the people recognize me. So far, so good. We're going to go in and check out some toys. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
I'm blowing my cover already.
And it comes back as vaccines and carcinogens and it's nasty ass shit.
I'm the Intel Portable at CES. We got sensors on his wrist, on his waist. We're going to see his jump shot. The guy that which we know he does. We're going to calculate how quick he can shoot the ball with his power area.
Like Steph Curry out here, people. Fitbit, one of my favorite companies. It's helping people. Well, that's a car? Oh, man, I'm about to buy it. I'm here with the beautiful, lovely Hala from Diesel Watches. Diesel Watches. I'm Diesel, you know I like watches. Show us what you got.
There's a smart button here, and you can actually take a selfie. And it takes it.
Oh, it takes a selfie? That's awesome.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
All is fine?
It is yours.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
CES, and thank you, Diesel.
So not only you have to worry about glyphosate in all your regulations.
The world's first fully automatic all-grain beer brewing machine.
I don't drink beer, but I have plenty of friends that drink beer. Can I bring one over?
Absolutely.
Tell me what the beer tastes like, Billy.
carcinogenic water.
He likes it. He likes it. Pico Brew. Make your own beer. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, I'll see you around.
I'm gonna watch this little clip because
So the new family number refrigerator comes with voice command, so you don't have to touch this. Watch this. Who is the big Aristotle?
great use. Shitty.
Oh!
Look, America, they know who I am. I'm with Brad and Helen from Next VR. VR stands for virtual reality, in case you people didn't know.
Did you see in somebody's plan?
I do, yes. Oh, that's nice. Oh, nice pool. Oh, this is awesome.
So we're doing the Games Live VR once a week.
Big Pass VR once a week. Check out NBA games.
I brought the chicken. It's a shirt.
Oh, nice. Oh, a couple sound effects. Look like a superhero. Go like this. Go da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
No, go da-da-da-da. Thank you. How do you say thank you in Japanese?
Oh, yeah. Arigato.
Arigato. Okay.
Yeah.
Arigato. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
See you around. Nice shirt.
Californians and the American people, for that matter.
I can only imagine the number of things that you're going to have to take back to Atlanta after that trip through.
Yeah, for me, it's like the kids being the Toys R Us. A lot of great items there.
What are you going on right now?
These are the Snapchat spectacles, so I hit this button right here. You see it spin up, so all my Snapchat fans get to see what I see. And, it's just a wonderful place. You guys having fun here at CES? Make some noise. That's not good enough. Make some noise, people. There you go. There you go.
When you've been going through 2.5 million square feet, it takes it out of you a little bit. It's a long day here.
It's a great truck. You know what, Chuck? Tomorrow maybe you should walk the floor and get you some technology. Because you know what? You know what I saw yesterday? I saw a washing machine that holds your clothes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I saw it.
Right up
I
beside
saw
it.
it. You don't need a washing machine.
America's becoming the laziest place.
We got washing machine that folds your clothes.
No, we don't want a washing machine that folds our clothing.
You want to wash
We already got
your clothes? We got make some noise. Make some noise if you want to wash.
We got self-driving cars. Like you know what the laziest thing is? What? A voice activated remote control. So the remote control is in your hand. You can a voice activate it. How lazy are you? Hey, hold on. Let me show you this. This follows exactly what you're talking about. Okay. Because we got the Nike self-tying shoes.
Oh my God.
Oh, so I'm gonna have to. No. So I'm gonna.
That's nice.
I'm deflating them a little bit there, and then just hit this button.
What could happen to the
That's nice, America.
Chevron.
There we go. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Tighten them up, Ernie. That's nice right there.
That is nice. Anything Nike I love.
Yeah.
Anything Nike I love.
And you love these.
I love these. But I gotta say something, Kenny. I love Nike. No. You gotta say no. I got the voice
Activated remote.
Hello. You got the voice activated remote? How lazy are you? Okay, first you couldn't go over and press it. Then you had to have a remote. Now you can't even press the button with your thumb that you gotta be like, channel 32. I do that. I do. I do. I have the voice activated remote control. Go to TNT. And I'm covered head to toe here. Because you saw the shoes. Hey, Mickey, if you could, please, bring this up. I'm trying to this. This is amazing.
Got all the toys, huh?
This is amazing. I got to put the mic down so if you can. Oh, Ernie, if that's the eye grow thing to make your hair grow, it ain't working. I haven't used it yet. Ernie, there we go. I've got to turn it on and select the program. There you go. So. Do we see this? See the remote? Right? Yeah. What are you growing? So I went the middle with the.
I got the patterns of the hair. I like the first one with the widow.
Did you put it on? Come on, man. What's that for, Ernie? I'm not sure.
It helps your hair grow.
What's it for? Man, it's going to grow hair in 20 minutes. It's got 20 minutes.
In 30 minutes,
I'm going to need a stinking haircut.
You out of here. You're insensitive.
Wait. You grow hair in 30 minutes. I think this is just a 20-minute treatment. And I don't know how often do you have to have that on? You all day. You wear it for the rest of your life, and people will never know that you don't have it. People be Ernie. I think that's a great invention because people understand they won't notice you going bald. They'll say Ernie looks like a damn loser. They won't even notice you're bald.
It's the eye grow. And,
get out.
Man, is it doing a
But
job?
no, they have these things. How much you gonna grow hair? I wish we could get a close up on that.
Yeah, right.
Are you serious?
That one, Ernie, the widow's
Talk
peak.
about the last one.
No, come on.
Take a look.
I did the middle one right there. With the guy with the bald spot right on top. So,
man. Hey, do you know, Ernie?
yes.
They didn't tell you about the things that happen after you use the side effects. The side effects. The side effects.
Hey, everything has side effects.
You're gonna have hair all over your body. Your nose is gonna grow.
Don't go to break. Yeah, where's Chris Carson?
Hey, Chris Carson, come up here real quick.
Chris Carson's got something for us.
Hey, hold a commercial.
Hold on, look at this. Look at the T-shirts here from Chris Carson. Since you're always saying put that on a T-shirt, put that on a T-shirt.
How stupid are we?
You got yours held up there, Kenny?
I do not like that I have Justin Timberlake.
Some of these moments, Justin Timberlake.
There you go. No, I'm not happy with this. I'm filing a copyright infringement. I don't like this picture of me on here.
That's because Shaq is always saying, put that on a T-shirt, and Chris Carson has put it on a T-shirt. That's your buddy, my man.
That's the only picture you can come up with me?
Yes, it is.
Anytime, any place.
Thank you. Where's the after party tonight? At my restaurant. White Castle. Please, leave the hater in Charles at White Castle. No way.
Sean, you're not funny. That's why I hate social media. We give a loser a voice, America. That's why I hate social media. Correct, Sean. That was funny. Nobody gonna hang out with nobody named Waldo.
We're gonna take a quick break.
Waldo? You gonna play that game? Ernie, and when we come back, Dexter Fowler, World Series champion.
World Series champion, now a member of the St. Louis Cardinals, going to join us live here. And Mark and the Martinis taking us to break.
We moved here. We didn't move here specifically to get away from retail television. Because we had thing that we had to work here. Part of my goal this summer is to get much more connected with that, and I want to be getting the majority of my food from the farmers market. And here's the beautiful thing: you guys don't know this about the Corvallis farmers market and other things. They make it so affordable and available to anybody to get food. It's not it's not Whole Foods farmers market. All right.
Right. This is your actual farmer out at a table selling this product, and you can talk. I mean, half the time I shop a lot of Crooked Row Farms, which is a farmer right here in Corvallis, and the guy working the table, he's the farmer, and I can walk up and talk to him and ask him, hey, what do you do with this? What's the best way to prepare this? What do you like about what you grow?
Right.
And conversation.
Right.
Get to know them.
Right.
And another thing that the Corvallis, and I think Albany as well, farmers markets, is they have a SNAP program. So if you receive food stamps, you can actually make that money go a lot farther for families if you use it at the farmers market.
Yep.
They give you like these bonus bucks, and it's like doubles. It almost literally can double your food stamp benefits for low-income families. And I think that's fantastic because they're buying real food, not this garbage selling grocery stores. I mean, I walk into Safeway now, and I think about 90% of what's in the store, I can't buy. I won't eat it.
And I was just looking at comments. Man, what is this? Bernie's Pandas, you're talking about first you said. Try to buy it in Safeway or go buy it in Whole Foods or sure. Right? So I took the wood coins. I had people because food stamp fraud is a huge issue in this country. To take care of that right out of the military budget. Just chop it right.
Market. I was doing this CSA program where we pay, like $20, $25 a week, but it's more food than I need.
There you go.
Especially when you're shopping direct with your farmer. I mean, yeah, if you go to your farmer that goes. Organic food is really insanely expensive. Government thing that they did where they do this mass production, not organic food.
Right. That's very true, very true. And it's just to bounce back to what somebody was saying. Yes, I am a hypocrite because my house unfortunately is connected to natural gas, and there's nothing I can do about it right now. It's one of the reasons why I want to bring Solar City down here, because I can stop my natural gas connection if I can bring Solar City down here and create the energy grid that I want. And I got big plans. I got big plans for that. But you're right. I just wanted. My point on that was, yes, I am a hypocrite because I will be turning on my gas fireplace to stay warm. You're right.
Well, there's options for people that live in Oregon, at least. I don't know about all of Oregon or all the country, but here in Oregon, if you Pacific Power for your electricity. So my entire place is all electric because there's no gas. I wish there was because I kind of miss gas, but you're right, it's terrible. So, it's all electric, and you can actually pay a slight bit more, and they will basically, all the electricity used will be sourced through natural wind and solar.
Well, we're paying that. But I can't do anything about the gas heat.
Right, you can't emission what you have. So.
And understand that that's not the same. Like Pacific, wherever they are, they don't want Solar City down here because they have a relationship still with the fossil. Well, they have a relationship with the fossil fuel industry, is what it is. And Solar City
on solar, they'd be gone.
Right. And that's the thing. Somebody in Lynn County has decided Solar City can operate down here. It's county by county. Now, I don't know why that is.
And I know Benton County is working to work with, I think, Solar City and some other companies to get funding to offset the initial costs to get solar. I know earlier this year there was a couple of houses built by the what's that called? The other with Habitat for Humanity.
Right.
And they were able to put solar panels on those houses, and it's not going to cost the owners of those houses anything up front.
Brilliant.
Getting the initial cost, and then they'll build, offset the cost later and make payments towards it. But it makes it affordable, and I think we need to see more of that.
I think it needs to be law. All houses.
Yeah.
That needs to be law, and France just did that. France just made it law. All houses all new homes built in France buildings in France get solar roofs. Done.
That's fantastic.
Because it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Unless you're a fan of the fossil fuel industry, and I just got to find out who in Lynn County is a fan of the fossil fuel industry, and then replace them. That's my goal. Just replace them. Or tell them they either get along with Solar City or they'll be replaced. One way or the other. Find out how much they're getting paid by Exxon, whoever it is. Because that's all it is. Somebody down here is taking money from Exxon, taking money from the fossil fuel industry, and that guy is not working in the best interest of Lynn County, or that person, whoever the hell it is, or those group of people. I'm going to get rid of them. Because I want my friend, Crystal Hosmer from Solar City, to come down here with her team from Solar City and do some really cool shit. So, I'm going to make that happen. And it's weird because I don't know what the building is. We have like this advanced energy projects building right next to the high school down here. I don't know what they do, but you'd think they'd be advancing renewable energy. No. So anyway, so you guys talking about heat, high energy.
And my laptop battery is on in red now.
Are you gone?
I probably should sign off just in case I have an emergency or something like that. Hopefully, your power will get back on later.
All right. Well, it'll get heat too.
I'll go make a fire. Channel my pioneer girl.
All right.
Do that.
Go make a fire.
Thanks everybody for being here. Great group, great conversation.
Thank you, Laura.
Bye.
Bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Make sure she stays warm. What else? We talked about that. Watch the chemical experiments. Anything that they deemed okay for a landfill to take those trees and make toilet paper, I have a hard time believing would be okay with produce. But just leave it at that with the water. The last thing, I was going to tell a story. I was going to tell my dad's story, and then we're going to go out with this really, really long song. And I forget who sent it to me. I want to say it was Barbara Bartleson. Thank you very much. Some great comments you guys are leaving in chat, and I will try to respond to those today in the chat. My dad, you guys know my dad. We talk about him a lot, and he sends me stuff. And it seems like his group of people are now going around and around with his community group are going around with the whole Russian hacking thing. But that's not what he sent me. He was talking to me about. My dad writes books, and I want to just read to you the email that he sent me about the latest book he's writing. It's not about the book; it's about what he's learning about history, and it's the fact that my dad, at 75 years old, is open-minded and willing to relearn the history that he knew. And this is something we all have to do. There's a lot of history that we learn. There's a lot of history that I learned that is incorrect. It's not the way things went down. And we need to, it's important that we know the truth, right? Let me change this. So this is like all of the words from the email, just so I can read it to you. We'll get to the point. The point is about the 555th Paratrooper Battalion, because this is part of the history that he relearned, and there's a point here that's relevant other than relearning history. Right. So, just from my dad, I write something off the top of my head, then decide to check it out and discover it didn't happen that way in history. Right. So. Slow going, but I'm relearning history. Yesterday, I learned about the 555th Paratrooper Battalion, an all-black group of 20 and one of the first to be commanded by black officers. It ended up becoming a smoke jumper group fighting forest fires in Washington, Oregon, and California, started by Japanese balloon bombs floated across the Pacific in the air to start fires. We don't talk a lot about that, but that was like the only... my understanding was that like the only ground war that happened in the United States was these Japanese, this Japanese involvement over there, over here on the West Coast, right? So he goes on. The triple nickel, as it was called, parachuted into the fire zone much like the smoke jumpers do today. Very dangerous. Basically, a smoke jumper was a one-man fire truck carrying up to 90 pounds of equipment to put out small fires before they became too large to contain. My dad worked for a lot of different agencies in the 70s and 80s. So he says he worked for the Forest Service smoke jumpers in Missoula, Montana in the late 70s. They invented most of the new parachutes used today by skydivers. Thought that was kind of cool. And this is where my dad's going with this. I thought that was kind of cool. Hang on. Milo wants in, guys. I'll finish this. But Milo, hang on. Come on. Oh, you're right, Charles. There's lots of snow out there now. I did not move down here for snow, so I need this stopped.
Yeah, I left outside since earlier, but it was coming down quite a bit earlier.
Yeah. So this is my dad's goal with this. He's going to rewrite Virginia's sordid history of the 1950s when the state legislature passed over 200 laws to fight integration. So you think about that when the Civil Rights Movement happened and the Civil Rights Act was passed, Virginia worked really hard, passed 200 laws to fight the integration. That's just insane. It sounds like, when the Republicans have tried 300 times to repeal Obamacare. Just not acting in the best interest of the people. Just willfully doing not the will of the people. So in Farmville, Virginia, about 20 miles from Grandma Pretty's hometown, Keysville, I got all my family back east. The school district closed. This is important. The school district closed and reopened as private institutions. Sound familiar? Public schools closing, charter schools opening, people telling you that a voucher and a charter school is a better thing, right? Each student was given a voucher to attend the school of their choice, except black kids couldn't use their voucher to attend once public schools, which reopened as private institutions. Same thing happened in Norfolk. It was a travesty, and black children lost almost a decade of education. A friend of mine up here grew up in that situation. You've probably heard this story from me before, but it is the main reason why I will always be against vouchers and charter school. That's some example and some knowledge that you guys can share. And I found it really cool that my dad he's writing a historical fiction. It's like, what they call them these days, where there's pieces of history and then he's working his characters into it to make it a story. There's lots of people that do this. But retelling some of the truth about what really went on in Virginia and the hardcore racism that existed in government and still exists in government today. It's important for all of us to make sure we are open-minded about relearning our history, no matter what we think it is. We need to be open about the truth. As I have a feeling that most privileged Amerians have a very distorted version of history, not because of their own effort, but because of the effort of government and mainstream media and our history books and our indoctrinated school system to teach us a narrative that was counter to the truth, but positive to the American warmongering machine. So, you guys, vouchers and charter schools suck. Like the public school system suck the public school system dry. They do. I agree. Your dad is so indoctrinated. This is Chris Bailey. My dad is so indoctrinated into the American exceptionalism mentality that it is difficult to talk politics with him. Thanks a lot, Edward Bernays. Yeah, you guys know who Edward Bernays is? The guy who created it. I can't remember the term. PR, public relations. The guy that created public relations did more damage to the relationship between government and people than anybody else in the history of government. To create that. Yeah, it is privatization, Lisa. So it's very interesting. Instead of calling it privatization, we'd start calling it profitization. Tom Hartman's idea. I like that. It is profitization. That's exactly what it is. Manic DBB. John, did you see the Indivertible Guide at the fucking news? It is a guide to fixing the news written by veterans of The Daily Show and Countdown with Keith Olbermann. A long read with some good stuff. No, I did not see that. I would like to check that out. I will have to. Somebody drop a link. Homo Rose, love your dad, John. He's doing what I did in researching the Revolutionary War family, patriots versus loyalists. It ended up upsetting some people, but telling the truth. Yes. Good. I'm glad, Judy. Thank you. I'll send you a link to the copy when and if he finishes the book. I know he's taking his time on that. All right. So we're there. We're at 10:44. This last thing actually is long. It's like 10 minutes long. So we're gonna. This is what it is. I think, like I said, I think Barbara Bartleson dropped this in. This is the Ballad of Joe Hill by Phil Oakes, or Ox. I'm sorry if I got his name pronounced wrong. And I've heard of this guy, Phil. I think we played some stuff from him before. Anybody in the group know this tune or about it?
No.
Okay. Really? No, Marcus?
No, really not.
An old American folklore tune? No.
Well, you never know.
So the reason I'm going to play this is because it's an interesting story. Apparently it's based on a true story, or it is the true story of this guy who came over from another country, got involved in things, was accused of murder, was a musician. I don't know. I don't know the full story, so I'm not going to listen to it. We'll hear what Phil has to say here, or has to sing. But for me, it's just a reminder. It's a reminder to you and me and everybody that we, the little people, right? The guy in his garage and the person working at the restaurant and the musician down the street and Charles, right? We are the revolution. We are the people that make change. We are what matter. All of us. And when we look back at history, when we look back at the people that made a difference, it was this little individual here and this little individual here that nobody talks about. And we need to have these people to reference and to remind us that one person can make a difference. 1,000 people can make a massive difference, but one person can definitely make a difference. And so, be that one person. do what you need to do, because in the end, history will treat you right. It may take a long, long time, but history will treat you right.
Might not even be in your lifetime. But
right.
You got to think of the future.
Exactly. It's do it for yourself. Do it for the future. Do it because it's the right thing to do. But I want to remember this guy, Joe Hill, just in case nobody else remembers him from history. But apparently, he was on the right side of history. And so thank you, Joe, and everybody else who stood up for right and paid the ultimate price. Thank you all for being here. As always, before I go, hashtag Awake with John. You guys want to send me stuff on Twitter at Bernie2016TV. I'm always looking for great pictures to use for the Awake Show in the morning. Send me links to content. If you want to talk about events going on in your area, what's going on with your ground game, I should be getting a lot more ground game information out of you guys. Hey, Jim Lockett, what about your ground game? Jilly Love, your ground game. Froze, Judy, Pat, I'm going to call y'all out. I want a link of something going on in your neighborhood, in your town. I don't know. I'm not even going to make you go to it. I just want you to find it. And share with me these things so we can talk about the ground game. There will be no show on Sundays, Zen Dude. I don't do Sundays and Mondays unless there's something crazy going on. Monday there is a rally going on, but that's CNN covered, and I do not think I will be able to stream it. So I might show up really quick before it or something. If for some crazy awesome reason we get a feed we can use for the Monday town hall with CNN, I will put something together. Otherwise, you guys should just watch it and see what Bernie has to say. All right, everybody. Peace. Let's listen to the ballad of Joe Hill.
Here's the story of Joe Hill, who was a songwriter, came over to America from Sweden at the turn of the century, and joined the Industrial Workers of the World, the Wobblies, noted left-wing union of the times, and became sort of a minor left-wing hero. And then one day, he was accused of murder, and he became a major left-wing hero of the times. He was accused of murder in Utah, and you know where Utah's at. So he had to pay with his life back then, and here's a song about that, sort of like a folk ballad to the tune of John Hardy. The song, by the way, has been made into a movie starring Richard Burton as Joe Hill, and Elizabeth Taylor plays the Industrial Workers of the World. Joe Hill, come over from Sweden shore, looking for some work to do, and the Statue of Liberty waved him by as Joe comes sailing through. Joe Hill, as Joe comes sailing through. Oh, his clothes were coarse and his hopes were high as he headed for the promised land. And it took a few weeks on the out-of-work street before he began to understand. Before he began to understand. Then Joe got hired by Bowery Bar, sweeping up the saloon, as his rag would sail o'er the ballroom rail, sounded like he whistled out a tune. You could almost hear him whistling on the tune. And Joe rolled on from job to job, from the docks to the railroad line. And no matter how hungry the hand that wrote, in his letters he was always doing fine. In his letters he was always doing fine. Oh, the years went by like the sun going down, slowly turned the page. And when Joe looked back at the sweat upon his tracks, he had nothing to show but his age. He had nothing to show but his age. So he headed out for the California shore. There things were just as bad. So he joined the industrial workers of the world, 'cause the union was the only friend he had. 'Cause the union was the only friend he had. Now the strikes were bloody and the strikes were black, as hard as they were long. In the dark of the night, Joe would stay awake and write. In the morning, he would raise them with a song. In the morning, he would raise them with a song. And he wrote his words to the tunes of the day, to be passed along the Union line. And strikes were led and the songs were spread, and Joe Hill was always on the line. Yes, Joe Hill was always on the line. Now in Salt Lake City, a murder was made. There was hardly food to find. Oh, the proof was poor, but the sheriff was sure that Joe was the killer of the crime. That Joe was the killer of the crime. Joe raised his hands, but they shot him down. He had nothing but guilt to give. It's the doctor I need, and I left him to bleed, but he made it 'cause he had the will to live. Yes, he made it 'cause he had the will to live. Then the trial was held in a building of wood, and there the killer would be named. And the days weighed more than the cold copper ore, 'cause he feared that he was being framed. 'Cause he found out he was being framed. Oh, strange are the ways of the Western law. Strange are the ways of fate. For the government crawled to the mine owner's call, and the judge was appointed by the state. Yes, the judge was appointed by the state. Oh, Utah justice can be had, but not for a union man. And Joe was warned by some early morn, there'd be one less singer in the land. There'd be one less singer in the land. Now William Spry was Governor Spry, and life was his to hold. On the last appeal fell a governor's tear. May the Lord have mercy on your soul. May the Lord have mercy on your soul. Even President Wilson held up the day, but even he would pass. For nobody heard the soul-searching words of the soul in Salt Lake City jail. Of the soul in the Salt Lake City jail. For 36 years he lived out his days, and he more than played his part. For the songs that he made, he was carefully paid, with a rifle bullet buried in his heart. With a rifle bullet buried in his heart. Yes, they lined Joe Hill up against the wall, blindfold over his eyes. It's the life of the rebel that he chose to live. It's the death of the rebel he died. It's the death of the rebel that died. In his time in the cell, he wrote to his friend. His wishes all were plain. My body can't be found on the Chutah ground, so they laid him on the fast parting train. Yes, they laid him on the fast parting train. And the rebel rode to Chicago town. There were 30,000 people to mourn. And just about the time that Jody died, legend was just being born. The legend was just being born. Now some say Joe was guilty as charged. Some say he wasn't even there. And I guess nobody will ever know, 'cause the court records all disappear. 'Cause the court records all disappear. Say wherever you go in this fair land, in every Union hall, in the dusty dark, these words are marked in between all cracks on the wall. In between all cracks on the wall. It's the very last lines that Joe Hill wrote when he knew that his days were through. Oh, this is my last and final will. Good luck to all of you. Good luck to all of you.